Hello friends. While editing this video, I realized I offered up a lot of resources from different people and from Joy-Based Living. The main one I'll be focusing on is called Bring It On. And you can find it at joybasedliving.com. If you just go to the search bar and type in Bring It On, you'll find it right there. But you also might want to have a piece of paper and pen handy to jot down some of the other names and titles that I mentioned throughout the video. I hope this brings you light for your journey. Thank you. Hi, this is Debbie Happy Cohen, founder of Joy-Based Living, and today I'm going to answer a question from one of our readers who says, I have been living with a narcissistic person for 53 years, never knew what it was until recently. I blame myself for everything. I'm always down, sad, and never understand why my life is like it is. I thought my husband was bipolar for years until I started researching narcissism. It was then when I realized he was narcissistic, and everything I read and researched is him, never showing affection, always putting me down, always being right, enraged, punching things, storming out the door. I would sit home and try to figure out what I said, what I did. Now I finally know it's not me. I feel as if I've wasted my life trying to fix this marriage. It's been so long. I can't leave now. I just want to know how to live with it. Moment of silence. My heart goes out to you, Jean. I am so sorry. Sometimes I feel like there should be, in Judaism, there's a prayer called the Yit Gadal, which is a prayer that you say after someone has died. There's a death inside of this kind of relationship that feels similar to me, and it brings up that prayer inside of my soul. And so that's why I say I am so sorry. How to live with it. Now, I'm going to tell you right up front, that is a hard question for me to answer. I will attempt to. The reason it's a hard question for me to answer is because I have chosen to exit relationships that are either like that or that support environments like that. And it's taken a lot of resilience and strength in order to do that. But I know that you, Jean, are not alone, and there are many people who are like you, and so I'm going to attempt an answer. How to live with it. What you're dealing with on a daily basis is, as you're recognizing, is a sense of toxic shame over and over and over and over inside of you. Now, I believe that kind of shame affects the immune system, and it also affects our clarity. So one of the things that's happening right now is if you've been abused for a long time, you will have hypervigilance. If you look up hypervigilance at the joybasedliving.com blog, you'll find a poster of a horse with blinders. And what that hypervigilance does is it reduces your awareness of your options, of your actual options. So really the choice is, do you want to live with it and be a martyr, or do you want to live with it and be as well as you can be? I'm going to assume the second. I'm going to assume that you want to live with it and be as well as you can be because you want more joy in your life for whatever years you have left. In that case, I'm going to suggest some resources for you. One of them, first of all, is about youth and aging. The work of Mario Martinez is something that we study diligently at Joy-Based Living. It's where the 12 Practices ebook came up because I wanted to simplify his ideas. He talks about shame, abandonment, and betrayal being the things that cause the most illness. And honor, commitment, and loyalty being the things that create the most wellness. So my question to you is, how could you bring more honor, commitment, and loyalty into your life? And how could you bring more people into your life who will give you honor, commitment, and loyalty? Now, one of the tricky parts for you is you're going to have to bring people into your life who will be supportive of you, but not be willing to put up with your war stories of he did it again, he did it again, he did it again. You're going to have to tell yourself, I'm choosing to be here in this relationship, and I want to heal to the best of my ability and have the best life possible for the rest of my life. So another book I suggest is by Meredith Miller, The Journey, because she describes the 3 phases of healing from narcissistic abuse. As far as I know, there's only a certain degree of healing that you can get as long as you're in the relationship. A huge amount of healing happens 2 years after you've left. So if you can leave, I'm going to encourage you to do so. Last but not least, using techniques of mindfulness, which means releasing resistance. Your resistance to your feelings, your resistance to your toxic shame, your resistance to his behaviors, your resistance to your thoughts about your current life, your resistance to your thoughts about what's possible for you. The more you release your resistance, the freer you are going to become. I can promise you that. That is an absolute. It's those resistances inside of ourselves that really, really kick our butts. Acceptance is the healing force. Now, most mindfulness exercises do not include the release on toxic shame. It was only when I started reading Pete Walker's books and studying Richard Grannon on YouTube and taking some of his courses that I really got clarity about that. I know I'm giving you a lot of resources here, but I just feel like you are not alone in this. And the more ammo you have, the better. I'm going to end with one more. A couple of my students and I hesitate to call them students because we're in this together. So I'll be like reading Pete Walker. I'll be like, hey, check this out. And they'll do it too. And so then we're all in the conversation about toxic shame together. And I facilitated us walking through a process of releasing resistance on toxic shame for the purpose of self-connection. I've made that conversation available. Right now, I think it's like $5. It's called Bring It On, and it's exchanging toxic shame for self-connection. I have a feeling that might be a great starting place for you because it will help you experience the depth of your pain in knowing that you're not alone, and then helping you surrender the resistances inside of yourself along with us as we do it through that process. So, golly gee, I hope this is helpful to you, Jean, and I hope I didn't say too much. I kind of want to give everything sometimes because if this is the only interaction I ever have with you and one thing from here stays with you and helps you, I will have felt like I've done a great service. Thank you for letting me be of service. Thank you for asking your question. I really appreciate you being here with me on this journey. I'm wishing you the best, and all of us here at Joy-Based Living are wishing you more and more joy in your life than you have ever dreamed possible. Thank you, and bye for now.